Why do 95% of traders crash and burn before ever tasting success? It's not the market, it's their mind. Uncover the raw, unfiltered truth about why most quit and how you can defy the odds to become the exception. Trading is a siren song that lures millions with promises of financial freedom, a life unbound by the 9-to-5 grind, and the tantalizing prospect of turning a few clicks into a fortune. You've seen the Instagram Reels screenshots flashing 5-figure profits, influencers posing on beaches, flaunting watches and cars, selling the dream that anyone can live this life. But for most, that dream morphs into a brutal nightmare. The market doesn't just drain their accounts, it saps their confidence, shatters their hope, and leaves them broken. Why? Because trading isn't about stumbling upon a secret strategy or riding a lucky streak. It's about surviving a psychological gauntlet that tests your endurance to the core. Most don't make it. They quit, frustrated, defeated, often just steps away from the breakthrough that could have changed everything. Picture yourself as Alex, a 25-year-old trapped in a dead-end job, barely scraping by and desperate for a way out. Late one night, scrolling through YouTube, you stumble across a trader boasting about a $2,000 day. Your pulse quickens. If they can do it, so can I, you think. The spark of possibility igniting. You download a trading app, deposit $100 from your hard-earned savings, and dive in headfirst. The first week feels like magic. Your account doubles to $200. You're already envisioning quitting your job, buying that car you've always wanted, maybe even a house. The future feels within reach. But then, the market shifts. One trade goes south, wiping out half your gains. Panic sets in. You double down, desperate to claw back the loss, only to watch your account vanish. The sting is visceral. Anger, shame, and confusion collide. This is rigged, you mutter, ready to slam your laptop shut and walk away. Sound familiar? This isn't just Alex's story, it's the story of countless traders. And it's not about the market. It's about what's happening inside your head. The market doesn't care about your dreams, your desperation, or your bills. It's a cold, impartial machine, a mirror that reflects your strengths and exposes every crack in your mental armor. Most traders fail because they enter with the wrong mindset. They see trading as a fast track to escape their struggles, mounting bills, soul-crushing jobs, or a life that feels too small. They're sold a fantasy of overnight wealth, not the reality of slow, grueling mastery. The market isn't a slot machine spitting out jackpots. It's a relentless teacher that rewards discipline and punishes recklessness. If you're impatient, it humbles you. If you're greedy, it crushes you. If you're disciplined, it eventually pays you, but only after you've paid the price in time, effort, and emotional scars. Let's revisit Alex. After that gut punch loss, he had a choice: pause, study, and adjust, or dive back in, chasing the high of that early win. Like most, he chose the latter. He deposited another $100, convinced one good trade would fix everything. The cycle repeated, small wins followed by bigger losses. Within a month, his savings were gone, and so was his belief in trading. He called it a scam and quit. But here's the truth: Alex's story isn't unique. It's the default path for most traders. The ones who succeed aren't smarter or luckier, they're the ones who endure. They face the same crushing losses, the same sleepless nights, the same urge to throw in the towel. What sets them apart is one thing: they keep showing up. They survive long enough to learn the lessons most abandon before grasping. Why do so? Many quit. It starts with expectations. New traders think trading is a shortcut to riches, not a craft that takes years to master. They expect profits in weeks, not months or years. When the market doesn't deliver, they feel betrayed. Trading is like learning to play a violin. You don't pick it up and play a symphony on day one. It's hours of practice, wrong notes, and slow refinement. Successful traders embrace this. They don't chase quick wins, they chase consistency, building discipline over time. Most quit because they can't stomach the weight. Then there's the emotional roller coaster. Trading isn't just numbers on a chart, it's a psychological battlefield. One day, you're up $300, feeling like you've cracked the code. The next, you're down $500, questioning your worth. The highs are intoxicating, but the lows are soul-crushing. For beginners, these swings feel personal. Each loss chips away at their confidence, and the stress piles up until quitting feels like the only escape. Successful traders learn to detach. They see losses as data, not failure. They build mental resilience to weather the storms, knowing that emotional control is the real edge in this game. Another reason is the myth of the perfect strategy. New traders hop from one system to another, chasing the holy grail that'll make them rich. They don't realize the strategy isn't the issue, it's their execution. The market rewards discipline, not a magic formula. Successful traders stick to one approach, refine it relentlessly, and master their emotions around it. Quitters never give themselves time to perfect anything. They're too busy searching for the next shiny indicator or guru. Isolation is another silent killer. Trading is a lonely pursuit. You're glued to charts, wrestling with doubts, with no one to share the burden, without a community or mentor. Every loss feels like proof you're not cut out for this. Social media makes it worse. Those curated profit screenshots make you feel like everyone else is winning. The truth: most of those posts are cherry-picked or outright fake. Successful traders seek support, whether it's a Discord group, a mentor, or a journal to track their progress. They don't let loneliness amplify their doubts. Here's the cruel irony: most traders quit right before the turning point. Trading is like digging for gold. You swing the pickaxe for hours, muscles burning, dirt flying, and see nothing. Most drop the tool and walk away, exhausted. But the gold is often just a few swings deeper. In trading, that gold is consistency. It comes after you've survived enough mistakes, learned enough lessons, and built enough discipline. Most don't last that long. They see losses as failure, not progress. They see time spent as wasted, not invested. And so, they quit inches from the breakthrough. Imagine if Alex had kept going. What if he'd slowed down, analyzed his trades, and treated losses as lessons? In a year, he might have found his rhythm. In 3, he could have been consistent. But like most, he didn't give himself the chance. The traders who succeed aren't born with a gift, they're forged in persistence. They carry scars from blown accounts, bad decisions, and moments of despair. Those scars make them stronger. They learn to trade not just the market, but their own emotions. The market is a mirror, reflecting your discipline, your patience, your fears, and your growth. Most quit because they can't face what they see. They expect instant results in a game that demands years of grit. They let fear and frustration overpower discipline. They don't see the market for what it is: a teacher, not a lottery. The market doesn't reward the smartest or the boldest. It rewards the ones who stay. Every loss is a lesson. Every setback is a test. The traders who keep going, who endure the pain and learn from it, are the ones who eventually find consistency. Now, let's talk about the deeper layers of why traders quit. It's not just about losing money, it's about losing control. When you enter a trade, you're betting on an outcome you can't fully predict. That uncertainty gnaws at you. Beginners crave certainty, a guarantee that their analysis will pay off. But the market is chaos wrapped in probabilities. Successful traders embrace this chaos. They don't need to be right every time. They need to be right enough over time. Quitters can't handle the ambiguity. They want a sure thing. And when the market denies them that, they walk away. Then there's the ego. Trading humbles you in ways nothing else can. You'll be wrong often. Your perfect setup will fail. Your stop loss will get hit. For those who tie their identity to being right, this is unbearable. They can't stomach admitting mistakes or looking foolish. Their ego pushes them to revenge trade, to double down, to chase losses. When that fails, they quit rather than face the reality that they have more to learn. Successful traders check their ego at the door. They accept being wrong as part of the process and use it to grow stronger. Fear is another silent assassin. Every losing trade triggers a cascade of emotions: anxiety, regret, self-doubt. That fear creeps into your decisions, making you hesitate on good setups or pull out too early. It whispers, "You're not cut out for this. Quit before you lose more." For most, that voice wins. They don't realize fear is normal, it's a signal, not a verdict. Successful traders feel the same fear, but act anyway. They use it as a guide, not a roadblock. Analyzing what it's telling them and adjusting their approach. Comparison is a trap that fuels quitting. You scroll through X or Instagram and see traders posting massive wins: $10,000 in a day, a new car, a dream vacation. You feel behind, inadequate, like everyone else has cracked the code. What you don't see is the years of losses, the blown accounts, the grind behind those highlights. Most of those posts are curated illusions, but they make you feel like a failure. Successful traders tune out the noise. They focus on their own journey, their own metrics, their own growth. They know comparison is a thief of progress, and they refuse to let it derail them. Financial pressure amplifies everything. Many traders start with money they can't afford to lose: rent money, savings, or even borrowed cash. Every loss feels like a personal catastrophe, not just a number on a screen. That pressure distorts judgment, turning small mistakes into emotional disasters. Successful traders trade with capital they can afford to lose. They set strict risk limits and treat losses as part of the game, not a threat to their livelihood. This mental separation lets them stay calm and focused, even when the market turns against them. Impatience is another killer. Trading requires a long, slow buildup of skills, journaling trades, analyzing mistakes, refining strategies, mastering emotions. It's not glamorous, it's repetitive, tedious, and often feels like you're going nowhere. Most traders want the adrenaline rush of quick profits, not the grind of incremental progress. When the results don't come fast, they get bored or discouraged and quit. Successful traders fall in love with the process. They find joy in the daily grind, the small wins, the lessons hidden in losses. That patience keeps them in the game long enough to see results. The lack of a support system is a hidden factor. Trading is isolating. You're alone with your charts, your decisions, your doubts. Without a mentor or community, every setback feels like proof you're failing. Successful traders seek out guidance, whether it's a seasoned mentor, a trading group, or even a journal to reflect on their trades. They build a framework to process their emotions and learn from their mistakes. Quitters let isolation fester, amplifying their doubts until quitting feels like the only way out. Then there's the trap of overtrading. When losses pile up, the urge to make it back is overwhelming. You take impulsive trades, ignore your rules, increase your lot size. The result? Bigger losses, deeper frustration, and a faster path to giving up. Successful traders know that overtrading is a death spiral. They stick to their plan, manage risk religiously, and wait for high probability setups. They'd rather miss a trade than force one, knowing that discipline, not action, is what preserves their capital. Self-sabotage is another subtle force. Traders tell themselves, "I'll take a break," or "this isn't for me," framing quitting as a rational choice. But it's often just fear disguised as logic. They avoid the discomfort of facing their mistakes or the grind of improving. Successful traders recognize these mental tricks. They distinguish between a needed break and an excuse to escape. They confront their discomfort head-on, using it to fuel growth rather than surrender. The compounding nature of quitting is devastating. Each time you quit, you reinforce the belief that failure is permanent, that you're not capable, that persistence is pointless. That mindset becomes a habit, making it easier to give up the next time. Successful traders rewire their minds. They see every setback as a teacher, every loss as a step toward mastery. Persistence becomes their default, not quitting. That mental shift is what carries them through the darkest moments. Self-awareness is the final piece. Most traders never look inward. They don't analyze their emotional triggers, their biases, or their patterns of self-destructs. Without this, mistakes repeat, frustration builds, and quitting feels inevitable. Successful traders are brutally honest with themselves. They track their emotions, study their decisions, and identify what's holding them back. This self-knowledge turns reactive trading into proactive mastery, giving them the edge to stay in the game. If you're still watching, you're already ahead of the pack. You're here, learning, seeking answers. But I need your input on something big. This channel's growing faster than I ever dreamed, and I'm so grateful for every one of you. My mission has always been to help traders like us conquer the mental game that separates winners from quitters. Now, I'm thinking about taking it further. A private Discord community where we can connect in real time, beginners, pros, and everyone in between. A place to share strategies, analyze trades, learn from mistakes, and master trading psychology together. It wouldn't be free because people value what they invest in, but it'd be affordable. Not some overpriced course, just a real, supportive space to help us all level up. What do you think? Should we make it happen? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm reading every single one. Let's dive deeper into the psychology of quitting. Trading is a unique challenge because it forces you to confront your deepest insecurities. Every trade is a decision under uncertainty, a test of your ability to act without guarantees. Most people aren't wired for that. We crave control, predictability, and validation. When the market denies those, it triggers a primal response: fight or flight. For most traders, flight wins. They quit because the discomfort of uncertainty is too much to bear. But successful traders lean into that discomfort. They accept that uncertainty is the game, not the enemy. They don't need to be right every time. They need to be consistent over time. Another layer is the narrative you tell yourself. Beginners often build a story that sabotages them. I'm unlucky. The market's against me. I'll never figure this out. These stories become self-fulfilling. If you believe you're doomed to fail, you'll act like it, taking reckless trades, ignoring your plan, or quitting at the first sign of trouble. Successful traders rewrite their narrative. They tell themselves, every loss is a lesson. I'm getting better with every trade. Mastery is a process. This mental reframing turns setbacks into stepping stones, keeping them in the game when others would give up. Risk perception is another battleground. Beginners either overestimate or underestimate risk. Some freeze, paralyzed by the fear of losing money. Others ignore risk entirely, over-leveraging in a desperate bid for quick gains. Both paths lead to the same place: blown accounts and broken spirits. Successful traders develop a calibrated sense of risk. They know exactly how much they're willing to lose on a trade, and stick to it. They treat risk management like a sacred rule, not a suggestion. This discipline lets them absorb losses without emotional collapse, keeping quitting at bay. The emotional cycle of trading is relentless. A win makes you feel invincible. A loss makes you feel worthless. These swings condition your brain to seek relief, and quitting offers the quickest escape. Successful traders break this cycle by detaching from individual outcomes. They don't let a single trade define their worth. They focus on the bigger picture: their edge, their process, their long-term growth. This perspective neutralizes the emotional spikes that push others to quit. Then there's the issue of effort versus results. Beginners assume hard work should equal immediate profits. They spend hours studying charts, watching webinars, reading books, and expect instant rewards. When profits don't come, they feel cheated. The truth is, trading doesn't reward effort, it rewards execution. You can study for years, but if you don't execute your plan with discipline, it's meaningless. Successful traders understand this. They focus on consistent execution, not just hard work, and they're patient enough to let results compound over time. The lure of alternatives also pulls traders away. Trading is hard mentally, emotionally, and financially. Meanwhile, other paths: a stable job, a side hustle, a get-rich-quick scheme promise easier rewards. Beginners compare the grind of trading to these alternatives and decide it's not worth it. Successful traders ignore the shiny distractions. They're committed to the long game, knowing that trading's rewards, while slow, are worth the effort for those who stick it out. The lack of a clear plan is another reason traders quit. Many jump in without a defined strategy, risk management, rules, or a process for reviewing trades. They trade on instinct, hoping for the best. When losses pile up, they have no framework to fall back on, so they give up. Successful traders treat trading like a business. They have a plan, test it, refine it, and stick to it. This structure gives them confidence to keep going, even when results are slow to come. The power of small improvements is often overlooked. Trading isn't about hitting home runs every day. It's about making slightly better decisions over time. Beginners focus on perfection, getting discouraged when they don't achieve it. Successful traders embrace incremental progress. They know that a 1% improvement in discipline or risk management compounds into massive results over months and years. Quitters never see this because they don't stay long enough for the compounding to kick in. Let's talk about the role of community again. Trading's isolation can crush even the strongest resolve. Without someone to share your struggles, every loss feels like a personal failing. Successful traders seek out others, whether it's a mentor who's been there, a group of peers to bounce ideas off, or even a journal to process their thoughts. This support system acts as a buffer against the emotional weight of trading, making quitting less tempting. The market's indifference is a hard pill to swallow. It doesn't care about your effort, your dreams, or your struggles. It moves according to its own rhythm: supply, demand, and probability. Beginners take this personally, feeling like the market is out to get them. Successful traders accept this indifference. They don't fight the market, they flow with it. They focus on what they can control: their plan, their risk, their emotions, and let go of the rest. This acceptance reduces the frustration that drives others to quit. Another factor is the myth of natural talent. Beginners often believe successful traders are born with a gift and innate ability to read the market. When they struggle, they assume they lack this talent and give up. The truth: trading is a skill, not a gift. Every successful trader started as a beginner, making the same mistakes, facing the same doubts. They succeeded because they worked at it, not because they were born special. Quitters buy into the talent myth, using it as an excuse to walk away. The fear of wasted time is another hurdle. Trading takes years to master, and beginners often panic when they don't see quick results. They worry they're pouring time into something that might never pay off. Successful traders reframe time as an investment. Every hour spent studying, every trade analyzed, every mistake corrected builds their skill set. They know that time in the market is never wasted. It's the price of mastery. Quitters see time as a cost, not an asset, and bail when the payoff feels too far away. Let's not forget the role of discipline. Trading demands a level of self-control most people don't realize until they're in the thick of it. You have to stick to your plan, even when emotions scream to deviate. You have to manage risk, even when a sure thing tempts you to bet big. You have to keep learning, even when you're tired of failing. Beginners underestimate this. They think trading is about making smart calls, not about mastering themselves. When discipline falters, losses mount, and quitting feels like the only option. Successful traders make discipline their foundation. They build habits that withstand emotional storms, keeping them in the game when others crumble. The compounding effect of persistence is the final piece. Trading mastery doesn't grow linearly, it's exponential for months, even years. You might feel stuck, circling the same mistakes, but every lesson, every trade, every moment of discipline adds up. Suddenly, the pieces click, your strategy sharpens, your emotions stabilize, and consistency emerges. Quitters never reach this stage because they walk away before the compounding kicks in. They endure the pain but miss the reward. Successful traders know that persistence is the key to unlocking this exponential growth. They stay, even when it feels pointless, because they trust the process. If you're still here, you're not like most traders. You're seeking knowledge, facing the hard truths, and refusing to quit. That's already a win. But I want to hear from you. This channel's growth has blown me away, and I'm so grateful for this community. My goal has always been to help traders like us conquer the mental game, the real barrier between struggle and success. Now, I'm considering something bigger. A private Discord community where we can connect live. A space for beginners, pros, and everyone in between to share strategies, analyze trades, learn from mistakes, and master the psychology of trading together. It won't be free because people value what they invest in, but it'll be affordable. Not some hyped up course, just a real, supportive community to help us all grow. What do you think? Should we build it? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm reading every single one. Here's the bottom line. Trading is a mirror. It reflects your discipline, your patience, your fears, and your growth. Most quit because they can't face what they see. They expect instant riches in a game that demands years of grit. They let fear, frustration, and impatience win over discipline. They don't see the market for what it is, a teacher, not a lottery. The market doesn't reward the smartest or the luckiest. It rewards the ones who stay. Every loss is a lesson. Every setback is a test. The traders who endure, who learn from the pain, who keep swinging the pickaxe, they're the ones who find the gold. Don't quit too soon. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. Keep digging.